Hi. Okay, so just a little quick book haul because I have no self-control. If you see my Instagram and Twitter posts and stuff like that, you might have seen me ask if I should. Oh, yeah, I actually put this on TikTok as well. You might have seen me ask if I should post a book haul with all the books that I got for Christmas, including the ones that I have reserved for special TBR videos, or if I should reserve those and just like hide them all and not do it. So I got some more books today, and I decided I'm just going to show you the books that I don't have for any special videos and the ones that I got today. So, yes. Here's my little Christmas stack. I'll start with this one. Here are some books that my mom got me for Christmas. She got me a collector's edition of Anna Green Gables. I know I got myself this one a couple months ago, and I forgot about it. And when my mom asked which books I wanted for Christmas, this was on the list, like as one of the choices, and she chose this one. And I forgot that I already had this one. But I really love these little Macmillan collector's editions with the golden edges, and they're so beautiful. And the font is pretty small, which is a very big concern with me, but it's incredibly good quality print. So it's not going to be too hard for me to read. I already read these specific editions, and they're wonderful to read. And the other Anna Green Gables that I have is actually from a Ukrainian publishing house, and I'm probably going to give it out to someone on Instagram or something, just so that somebody can have a Ukrainian edition of their favorite book. Then I have the poems of Thomas Hardy. This is going to be for my pastry and poetry video. I decided that, yes, this is for a specific video, but I'm still showing it because, I don't know, because I want to. It's another Macmillan Collector's Edition. I'm so excited to read Thomas Hardy's poetry because I know that it's not like specifically traditional and that there's a lot of nature writing. So I'm very, very excited about this specific poetry collection. Then I have The Devil in the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. This is the author who wrote The Seven Deaths of Alan Hardcastle. I really like that book. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it a lot. This is, I think it's, there's a murder on a ship, and the detective who's on the ship who could have investigated it is actually accused of it. So his sidekick has to do the investigation on his own. And it's supposed to be in the same kind of vein as Evelyn Hardcastle, like fantasy-ish, mystical. And I love books that happen on boats, on ships, in the middle of the ocean. That's exciting for me. Where's the next one from my mom? Yeah, here it is. This is the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. It's really reflective. Here it is. By John Koenig. This is a dictionary of made-up words that the author came up with to describe feelings that we all experience, but that we don't have words for in our language. For example, Felicia, the disquieting awareness that someone's importance to you and your importance to them may not necessarily match, that your best friend might only think of you as a buddy, that someone you barely know might consider you a mentor, that someone you love unconditionally might have 1 or 2 conditions. And it's full of things like that. I opened it on a random page when I just got it, and the word that was there struck me right in the middle of the chest. And it just, I think I'm going to enjoy this. It's not like a narrative, and it sounds really, really cute and interesting, and like it's gonna upset me. Next, we have 4 books that my wonderful boyfriend got me before Christmas. We just went to a bookshop and I liked these and he got them for me because he's awesome. We've got The Legend of Sigurd and Gudrun by J.R.R. Tolkien. I want all of his works. The only one other that I need is Beren and Luthien. And I have no idea what this is. I don't know if it's a translation or if it's an original work of his, but yeah, I'm sorry. I don't even want to look into it right now. Like, I don't want to read the blurbs. I just want to go into it when I feel like reading it and immerse myself in the story. Next, we have Speaking with the Angel. It's edited by Nick Hornby. This is a short story collection. Awful name. Awful. What were you thinking? And the writers here are the ones that I have are Helen Fielding, Robert Harris, Zadie Smith, Roddy Doyle, Irvin Welsh, Colin Firth, okay, Giles Smith, Jonah Farrell, Dave Eggers, and they're just short stories, I don't know, about life. And I really like Nick Hornby. I read a lot of his books, not all of them. I have a couple left. Nick Hornby is a very, very English writer, and he just writes these stories about simple people having everyday concerns. Like, one of my favorite books of his is How to Be Good. It's just about this woman who's struggling in her marriage. She's got 2 kids, and she cheats on her husband. It starts with this. The book starts with this. She cheats on her husband, and she's struggling with it. And then her husband brings this strange man into their home, and he says that he, like, healed his back problems. And she's just trying to figure out her life and whether or not she wants to stay in this marriage. And that book was just so simple. It was just about the lives of these people, but it was so poignant. The end of it, the last sentence of the book broke my heart. And it was incredible. So anything that has Nick Hornby's name on it, I'm automatically interested in. Plus, I love a lot of these writers, and I like short story collections, and I do not like how small this font is, but I guess I'm going to have to suck it up. Next, we have Pamela by Samuel Richardson. This is an epistolary novel about Pamela, who is a servant girl, I think, who gets kidnapped, and she falls in love with her captor. So, Stockholm Syndrome in letters. Yes, I'm ready to love this book. Oh God, I love the Penguin English Library. Just the feel of this cover is exquisite. And next, Leaf Storm by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I'm just completing my Marquez collection. And I actually read this, but I read it years ago in Russian. So I'm going to read this again in English. And one day, when I'm good enough at Spanish, I'm going to collect all of his works in Spanish and read them in Spanish. And please don't laugh at me for having that ambition. Next, I have The Poems of Catullus by Catullus. It's a new translation by Daisy Dunn. And these are poems about ancient Roman life. Just about people of ancient Rome. And the little line at the back of the book that encompasses this collection is, I hate and I love, why do I so, perhaps you ask? I do not know, but I feel it, and I am crucified. So I don't know a whole lot about ancient Rome. I know a little bit about its history, but I'm actually going to ask my boyfriend, who is a historian, to tell me more about it so that I have more of a context for this book. And this is also going to be part of a pastry and poetry. So you can look forward to that if you are interested. Let me put these to the side so I have space for the other stack, which are books that I got today at a thrift shop, at a secondhand bookshop. I feel like this book haul is very messy. Is it? Okay. First, I've got Fiesta by Ernest Hemingway. If you've never heard of this book, it might be because it's actually called The Sun Also Rises. Fiesta is its name that the publishing houses published it under in Soviet Union. This is a book from the Soviet Union. We have a lot of these books in our thrift shops. This was published in 1981. And it's just the same English text. It's the full book, but it was just published in a publishing house that existed in Soviet Union that published foreign literature. I feel like I cannot speak. I feel like an alien trying to imitate human speech. Is that how I sound? Okay. This is actually Hemingway's first novel. This is about the lost generation. It's something happening in the 20s. I'm probably going to read this pretty soon because I like Hemingway, and I kind of like this edition. It's got a really weird cover, but I enjoy it. Okay, let's move on. Then we've got The Water Babies by Charles Kingsley. Look at this cover. Look at how adorable it is. What is this? Who put the sticker on it? Who put the sticker saying 10p on it? Like, I guess it was sold somewhere at a secondhand bookshop somewhere in England, probably. And I'm assuming this means 10 pence. Why would you do that? Why would you put a sticker? Like, I tried to take it off, and it's taking the cover off. So it's just going to stay there forever. And I'm mad about it. This is a classical children's story about some little water babies. I've never read this. This is part of those children's books that I've never read, and it's pretty short. It's only 151 pages long, so I'm probably gonna read this soon. Okay, next, I have a book that, I saw this on the website of the secondhand bookshop that I went to today, and it seemed really interesting. So I came to the shop today, I chose some other ones, and then I was like, oh, I saw this one on your website. Can I have it? I bought it, and then I didn't even read the synopsis. I read it when I got home, and it's entirely different from what I assumed it is. It's Concierge Confidential by Michael Fazio. This is the man whose story this is, and with Michael Malice, who is, I guess, the writer who helped him ghostwrite it. So what I assumed this was is just stories from a hotel concierge, like about hotel life, how it works, how the people that work there live, how the guests live, stuff like that, because it sounded interesting. But this is actually about the man who wrote this, the story, Michael Fazio. He's a upscale hotel New York concierge. So he works in hotels where really rich, like famous people stay. So these are stories about rich, famous people. And I don't care about that, like not even slightly. But it still might have some of what I wanted from it. Because in the back it says like how to send food back without enraging the server, how to get a seat or a ticket to the hottest thing in town, how you can become your favorite store or restaurant's most beloved customer. Like, I'm never gonna need any of those things in my life, but I'll give this a try, and if it's obnoxious and I hate it, I'm just gonna take it back to the thrift shop. But maybe it'll be entertaining. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I should have read the synopsis before I bought it. I don't know. Moving on. I've got 4 books here that I'm actually pretty excited about, and I might make them into a separate vlog, like, now that I think about it. I've got The Lightning Thief and The Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan, which are number 1 and 2 in the Percy Jackson or Camp Half-Blood series. I've never read this, and let's bring this back. Let's bring back putting numbers on the spines of books. What happened to that? It just says 1, 2. That's so simple. Like, it doesn't take a lot of space on the spine of the book. Please, can we do this again? Because I'm sick and tired of having to look up every single book I see in a bookshop on Goodreads to know if it's number 17 in a series or if it's actually number 1. Sorry, rant over. So, I've never read this series. This wasn't part of my childhood. I remember the movie came out when I was, 12, and I saw it in the cinema with my mother, and I didn't even know that there was a book at that time. So, I remember the movie that was pretty bad, but I only sort of know what happens in the book because I remember the movie really vaguely. So I'm just going to read these, and I'm not going to have any bias because I barely remember the movie. And hopefully I'll love them because I think there are 3 more in the series, so if I love these 2, I'm going to buy the rest of the series. And maybe I'll become a fan of this universe, and it's going to be so fun because I'm really looking forward to some nice, sweet fantasy, And then, look at this. Hardcovers. The Red Pyramid and the Throne of Fire. These are, again, number 1 and 2, book 1 and book 2 in the something series. This is a new series, I guess, that he's writing about these 2 siblings, Sadie and Carter Kane, and their father, Julius Kane, who's an Egyptologist. Carter is constantly with his father traveling around the world, and Sadie is at home in a boarding school, and they really want to switch places. He wants to be at school with friends, having fun, and she wants adventure with her father and to spend time with her father. And then something happens when the father takes them to a museum, and like some mysterious figure comes out and kidnaps the father, and then Egyptian gods start coming to life, and there's like a plot, and behind the plot is Seth. So that was like, all of that is here. This is the synopsis, and that's just the first half of the synopsis. The second half is here, and I haven't read it, and I'm like, are you just gonna give me the whole plot? Like, leave something. So I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this, but I bought both of them because if I enjoy the first one, I'm gonna beat myself up that I didn't get the second one. If I don't like the first one, I'm just going to give them to someone. Because as a child, I was obsessed with Greek and Egyptian mythology and dinosaurs. I don't know. Is that a thing? I feel like I'm part of that club of children that were obsessed with mythology and dinosaurs, and now I'm a weird, awkward adult. So anyway, Egyptian mythology and kids with an Egyptologist father sounds awesome. Sounds amazing. I just want to be a kid with an Egyptologist father, uncovering a world domination plot from an Egyptian god of death. Excellent. So yeah, I am going to lay these around myself and just read them until I drop dead without doing anything else. I'm really excited about all of these books. It makes me so happy that I have them. I mean, today's thrift shop trip was amazing. Got all of these amazing books. Thank you for watching. I feel like this video is a mess. I don't know why I cannot speak today. But tell me please if you've read any of these books and what you think of them. And if you want to read any of these books, because if you do, we can buddy read them, because that would be fun. If you watched this far, can you please leave me a snowflake emoji in the comments? If you don't want to say anything else, just so that I know that you got this far in the video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon. Slava Ukraini!